I took a group of people to China at one point, to Hong Kong, and we were going to carry Bibles into mainland China. There were 10 of us. Kathy was there. Kathy, wasn't that fun? You know, several other people were there. I don't know how many people are here that were there then, but but we had a great time. Okay, and there was a church in Hong Kong that we were connected to. That was, you know, we went to church while we were there. I won't say much more than that. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But this church happened to be a church that had embraced the laughing revival. And several people in the church were really into this laughing thing, okay? Now, we stayed in dorms, and it was a very intense situation. And we went to the church one day to receive prayer before we carried these Bibles into mainland China, which was against Chinese law. And some people like that and some people don't, but nonetheless we did it. And we brought Bibles to pastors representing 1 million people that day who had never seen a Bible, who had never got to read out of a Bible. And it was a tremendous result. But it's amazing how funny things can happen even when you're on a mission field doing the work of God. Because we went to that church before we were to carry these Bibles in the next day. And we were getting prayer. And so all 10 of us had our arms linked around one another. And then some of the prayer warriors from the church were linking arms around us. And we were all standing around in a circle linking arms. And there were people from all over the world came to that church. And there were some odd people. There are some odd people. If you've never run into an odd spiritual Christian, then you haven't been around very long. And so anyway, we were praying and really seeking the Lord. And I was standing right next to Byron Miller. Byron Miller is he's the vice principal at Nederland High School, and he's out teaching the youth. He's our youth pastor as well. And so he's out next door teaching. I was standing next to Byron Miller, my arm around him, and he moved and he left the prayer circle, and that was, it happens, and we're praying a little bit. In a minute, he came back over here to the prayer circle. He left this side and came over here. So we're here, just praying and praying, and we've been praying a long time. And I felt Byron grab my rear right here, just grabbed me and just went like this. Well, I said to myself, we're there praying. I'm thinking, maybe Byron's bored. We've been praying a while. Maybe he's just encouraging me to hurry up and get through praying. Maybe, we've been here a while. We're tired. We're hungry. He's just breaking the boredom. Okay, it happens. All right. And I just kind of, was praying, just kind of chuckled myself. And I just, gave him a little nudge, and still praying. We're praying and praying. And this is real intercession travail. I'm talking about, some spitting going on. This was some of these folks that were from some other countries, all the foreign countries all around there. They were seriously praying, and in their own language, it sounded like tongues. And again, I felt Byron just grabbed, just that next time he just kind of went like this and rubbed me like that right there. Where have you got that camera? It's like that right there. And I thought, that's going a little bit too far. Okay, maybe he's bored, but that's just wrong. That's what I'm thinking. That's just wrong. I just don't feel like that's appropriate. So I'm still kind of praying with my mouth, but my mind is not in the prayer anymore. My mind is, I'm thinking, okay, I need to talk to Byron. That's really not appropriate. Now, he may have been bored, and the one little nudge was okay, but this is, that's a little bit far, So I'm thinking, well, I'm still, and then in a minute, really just starts rubbing. And I get instantly angry, okay, even in the midst of my spiritual prayer, because, it's really beginning to invade my privacy. And I couldn't stand anymore because he wouldn't move his hand. It lingered a long time. And I'd stand up like this right here. And I'd get him around the neck, I'd jerk him, and I'd look at him like that. And he was just grinning. Y'all know Byron. Byron's going, he just grinning. And he started chuckling. He said, That's why I moved. And I went, it was a guy from Japan about this tall. We called him Mr. Miyagi, and he was looking up at me going, I didn't know what to do. On top of that, he was my roommate. We were assigned. And all I could do was laugh. I got tickled. You ever get tickled? I got tickled. I moved away from him, but I got real tickled. And I look back at Byron, and Byron is laughing. He is laughing at me, and I'm laughing, and we lose it laughing. We can't help it. We start laughing uncontrollably. So hard we are heaving, laughing like this, just laughing, and tears coming down our face, and the leaders of the prayer group back up. They think we have the holy laughter. It's a true story. They start bringing people up in front of me and Byron and laying our hands on them, and they fall out laughing. And then Byron and I are looking at one another going, what are we going to do now? Oh man, God's going to get us. What can we do? People thought that we had the gift, and they just kept on bringing people up in front of us, and I was ashamed, and I couldn't quit laughing. I thought, oh my, what's going on? It's like the squirrel that got loose in the sanctuary song, and 10 people got filled with the Holy Ghost. Man, wow. Well, everybody finally got prayed for. Byron and I finally got our act together, and we went back to the dorms, and I slept with my eyes open for 3 nights. Mr. Miyagi. Funny, isn't it? Isn't it amazing what God will use and work through, work around, just to get the gospel out? What a God. What a God.